Friday, Zip has released its FY25 full year results for the financial year 2025. And it came exactly what we expected, exceeding the market expectations. As we have been analyzing quarter per quarter, we could have a fairly good idea what the full year result would come up with. And as we expected, Zip once again has reached our target 2, our long-term target, which was set at $3.39. All right. So we bought Zip together with our VP members in May 2025 at $1.55. Target BGS 20 reached. Then target 1, which was the middle term target, also reached. And finally, the long-term target, target 2, reached on Friday. The question for this video I'll be answering is, now that the resistance, the multi-year resistance level has been broken, that level has become a multi-year support. What is the next level, the next critical level that Zip should be reaching in the near term? I'm going to share with you in this video. So if you're looking at next target, I will be sharing with you in this video. We're going to do it together. I dare to say that Zip should be reaching its all-time high relatively to this period here, 2021. Okay, but you might ask this, okay, you are crazy because the all-time high for Zip was around $14, right? $14.50. That was the intraday. But there was, at that period, there were a lot less shares issued. Remember, during this monetary tightening here, where Zip price completely collapsed, there were numbers of capital raising. During those capital raisings, the number of issued shares has increased remarkably. And that means the share price has been diluted over the years. And the problem is, now when I'm talking about all-time high, I'm talking about all-time high relatively to the number of shares Zip had when in 2021. Now, if we compare side by side, and we did a fairly good valuation before, if you're going to compare exactly the value, the all-time high for Zip should be around $6.50, giving or taking, right? Obviously, the market can go nuts and keep buying, but that will be the similar sort of approach. But back in 2021, when we had interest rates at all-time low, historically, we had extra hype in the market. We couldn't compare the fundamentals that we have today with Zip, highly profitable company, with what was back in 2021. So let's have a look right now. Remember, this isn't financial advice, just as from BG Trading, sharing with you how we apply BGS 20 strategies to chase 20 to 40% profit or more together with our VP members within 1 to 3 months. Sometimes, like we just done with Zip, we extend our trades if all the multidimensional trading metrics are lined up and are favorable for a rally continuation. Before last week, I posted a video about rally continuation and I included Zip. There were 3 stocks right there. Zip was one of them. And that's exactly what happened. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make sure I have all the BGS 20 indicators in the chart, as we have been doing over and over during the years. And I'm going to display a Zip right here just to make it easier to see the momentum as a Heikinach candles right there. Then the RSI also complements and also confirms the momentum, as I showed some of the VP members last week. At this point, would it be a turnaround? Obviously dependent on the result and the market reaction, but the result came really, really positive, and thankfully the market reaction also very positive. Now, from the technical side, what we are looking at is a mirror image towards to the upside from this sort of level right there. And that's when we sort of project where the next stop could potentially be, right? Why I don't think that's going to happen in the next few days, it could take weeks or months still. I would be targeting full, like long-term targeting now, are just under $5, right? Why I don't want to put a $5, I want to put under $5. So it'll be something like a $4.95. And the reason is because normally $5, we go to a raw number like this, $5, it tends to be an area which will attract a lot of sellers, so people taking profits, right? And that exactly what we wanted to avoid. So I'm going to set up right here for you the ultimate. This is the ultimate target, right? For anyone that is looking to make this breakout trade right there. And if you bought the low fours here, you still can go for another 34% profit. It's not too bad at all, to be honest. Obviously, it's not going to be the 150% profit that we have right now as we speak, but it's still a very decent profitability right there. And you just got to be careful with these volumes because it might start drying out now. And what am I expecting here is, if tomorrow and after tomorrow you see a lower volume towards the upside, we might have what they call tide consolidation. Tide consolidation will be something like this, as you can see here. It's sort of it doesn't move anywhere. It comes down a little bit if people take profits, and after the market buys back again. And I think that's going to happen because now ZIP is not an impulsive stock anymore. It is a very sustainable stock. Even the latest movement in the last 6 months wasn't a radical move. It was just very steady, several higher highs and higher lows, which is exactly what we wanted to see if we are buying a stock that is rising. So now, absolutely level for a adjusted stop loss is where our old target was. So this level here, just under this long-term support level that has recently become, was a resistance, now became a support. So that's where we should be setting up, no longer a target to, because that has already exceeded, but the ultimate stop loss. Okay, remember, more than make further money, we want to protect our profit, and that's how we do it. That's how we do with BGS20 strategy. As soon as the resistance level is broken and becomes a support level, the target becomes the stop loss as well. That's BGS20 strategy, guys. If you want to learn more about, go to bgtrading.com.au and you can sign up a VIP member 1 and 2 years and you get the online training course for free, or you just purchase the courses yourself and learn all the tricks, how we have been making fantastic trades using BGS20 strategy, right? So ZIP for us now, target stop loss, we brought all the stop loss here because we want to protect the profit, and essentially what we want to do is we wanted to target just under $5, right? It's still not at the all-time high relatively to 2021, and ZIP reached $14, but it's a very critical level, which coincides with this sort of a gap that we have there, and should be technically tends to work very effectively. especially if you are less than $1 away from that sort of level, right? Well, we wanted to see how the stock price, the chart develops over the next few days to find where the next consolidation level is. And then as soon as we have this consolidation, normally takes 1 to 3 weeks in a tight consolidation. As soon as we reach that level, that's when you could even lock more profits, or then looking to buy more over the next few weeks once the tight consolidation volume becomes really dry. That's the whole idea of trading on uptrend, and it's a lot better to trade a stock on an uptrend than on a downtrend. Now, using BGS20 strategy, we essentially like to buy stocks at technically discounted price, not only for the long term, but also for the short term. Critical thing is that contradicts a little bit with our BGS20 strategy. Basics is the fact that now ZIP is trading at like technically formal level, right? But I wanted to highlight this, and that's one of the reasons I still supporting at this stage just holding ZIP. But if it goes at the low $4, like 405 or something, then to buy or to add a little bit more. The reason I support that is because we had a fundamental upgrade line up with very positive macro outlook, right? The cost for ZIP should decrease as interest rates comes down. And we are expecting, I think it's about 80% chance that Fed will cut rates in September. RBA has just cut it. And 80% chance that Fed will cut rates in September. You gotta watch that closely, because that could trigger either a short-term sell-off or a breakout even of $5. That's my opinion now. For me, it's absolutely still a hold opportunity, and I'll keep holding until I change my mind and then decide to lock profits. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to do another video about 2 stocks that reported interestingly well and could be a potential buying opportunity as per BGS20 strategy at technically discounted price. Just stay tuned in the channel, and I'll be posting very shortly. Thank you. Bye.